Okay, so here we have the 23,000 BTU burner on the Culinarian. The first thing you'll notice is the cap itself is a solid cast iron circle with 3 sets of circles going all the way around for the gas to escape. Second thing is the spark igniter. The difference between this spark igniter and some other ones is this has a cap on it, so it prevents anything going down and breaking it. It also, all the way down this length, has a shield to, shall we say, protect from overzealous cleaning or knocks through general use. When these burner caps are designed, they're not really just designed by chance. They have to take 3 things into consideration: the size of the hole, which allows the gas to come out, the angle of the hole, and also the distance between each hole. The reason this is all those 3 put together will either make fantastic combustion or alternatively it will make poor combustion. If they're too close together, then there isn't sufficient air surrounding each cone of gas in order for it to combust properly. If they're too far apart, there isn't sufficient heat going directly to the base of the pan. If they're at the wrong angle, it's going in the wrong place in the first place. So the design of the burner is really, really important. From here to here on the Culinarian is 5 inches, and each hole has an angle to allow you to get the best heat distribution to the base of the pan. Okay, so as you can see here, now it's lit, we have the 3 circles of gas at the right angle, and if you look at each individual cone, you can pretty much see that each cone is its own little burner in itself. And this always takes me back to the Bunsen burners at school. If you just have 1 cone of heat and you have the right mixture of air and gas, you get fantastic combustion, as in a really tight blue flame. If you have poor combustion on the Bunsen burner we all had at school, then you get a wavy yellow flame or a very loose flame. You can see here we got a nice tight flame on each individual hole because the holes are drilled at the right distance, they're the right size, and the right angle to produce fantastic heat to the base of the pan. That in essence is really what an open burner is all about: getting the heat straight up to the base of the pan in order to give you even heat coverage on the pan. Now you can see when we've turned it down that on this capital Culinarian 23,000 BTU burner, little heat, as in low down temperatures, are equally as important for cooking as high temperatures. When you have each individual bubble of flame like this, you've got it as low as you can possibly go on this particular burner. Now, it's not true to say that you can't simmer on this, because you can do. So we really don't have a dedicated simmer. All the burners can simmer. It's very relative to the size of the pan, and how much is in it, and actually what's in that pan as to what would constitute a true simmer. This is more than capable of simmering a stew, a soup, a chili, anything of that nature, because you need that little bit more. You don't need that tiny little simmer thing, which is useless because it isn't covering enough air and it's not really giving enough heat out to do a true simmer. So what you find is when you turn the capital down, you can get these little individual flames, 3 circles of them will give you fantastic, even simmering heat to the base of a pan. So the 23,000 should not always be talked about their ability to wok cook and sear and stir fry. These are more than capable of actually doing a good job at simmering as well. It also has a nice range of flame. So as you slowly turn this up, you can start to see as it starts to grow and turn back to the 23,000 BTU burner, that we've got a nice range of flame as well. So there, we're now back to the 23,000 BTU. So we go from 23,000, we can turn it down, we've got a nice range, it's a nice step down each time till we go back to the little individual bubbles. Here we have the 15,000 BTU burner. On this particular range, this is in the back right position. And you can see with this one, or maybe you can't quite see, but we've got a set of holes there. We've also got an inner set of holes. So what we've really done to reduce the temperature of this is to lose the set of holes outside. Reduce the holes, reduce the gas flow, you reduce the heat. It's not complicated. So we'll turn this on now and we'll look at the highs and we'll have a look at the lows again. Okay, so as we can see here, we've just got the two circles, the outer and the inner, again drilled at the same width apart, the same angles and the same size holes, which is producing a really tight flame, even flame, individual flames, creating tremendous heat to the base of a pan. Now you might use this on a slightly smaller pan than you would do on the 23,000, just to get the heat more really into the center. And there you can see the 15,000 BTU on its lowest setting. Again, individual bubbles, no clicking, just the perfect amount of heat to simmer a smaller pan, less liquid inside it. Again, with this pan, a great range of temperature from its highest to its lowest. So again, where anybody talks always about the high temperatures on a lot of these really serious pro ranges, there is an awful lot, certainly not least, is the smallest burner on the Capital Culinarian. This is 8,000 BTUs, and this consists of just one circle of flame coming out of the center there. Again, same distance, same drill hole, same size, but giving you really small coverage over a very small area. So if you've got a really small pan, a milk pan for instance, or anything really tiny, you can boil things in there really fast because of the heat and the location and the direction of the flame, but you can also simmer for a tremendous long time, 8,000 BTUs. Not only does it cover the smallest area because it's using the smallest ring in the middle, it also has the holes pointed inwards, thereby giving even more even coverage to the smallest pans that probably anybody's got in the house. And there we drop down to, yet again, a remarkably small simmer, covering a nice size of the base of the pan though. Again, I go back to some of the other ones, and we'll look at another one shortly, where it has such a small, tiny simmer area that it becomes useless because it doesn't do anything relative to the size of the pan. Again, we can see individual little holes, a nice circle, no clicking, just the right amount of gas, the right amount of air to do a fantastic job on the smallest burner on the unit.